Very interesting opening here to this best of 3 series in Group Nirvana between Thundertalk and LGD. Talked about with TT, they should have prio in basically all of their lanes, just given the fact that they've gotten counterpick in all 3 of them. The Raptor camp, but nicely done by Climber to keep himself alive.
Ooh, Hoya.
See, off that play, as you mentioned, Hoya might actually be in a bit of trouble. Using that taunt to proc the Aftershock, waiting for Aki to arrive. Remember, Climber does not have Flash anymore.
No Flash.
Which could mean he's in a bit of a dangerous spot, but Hoya can't join the fight just yet. And Climber and Sasa doing enough damage to him so far.
Ooh, what is YCX
has
doing
made
here?
his way all the way from the bottom side to land that grand entrance and give first blood over to LGD. Hoya will die as an overheated Sasa is going to get himself a double kill.
Absolute goated roam there from YCX. I wasn't even paying attention to the minimap. What is a bird?
Sent right down to the mid lane to try to help push this wave in. And with LG having that extra pressure right now and YCX doing a nice job to box him out, not really much that Thundertalk can do to get into this pit so far as Climber claims the first.
They're going anyway. Climber only got 1. And there you go. He snags the second one. So they'll get the notch in their belt for the feat of dragon slaying. That's really unfortunate for Thundertalk. They get 1, so it's not all bad because they still will have that extra damage to the turrets.
A bit on the hesitant side, knowing that XQW is in the area. I feel like overall Aki wants to make sure his bot lane has pushed in the mid lane and making sure that Satab is able to generate a little bit of extra pressure before, of course, rather gathering back to the top side to clear out that wave. So first objective, going over to TT, it will be that Infernal Drake, and that's going to be a slight win. Now you're going to see Satab maybe in a little bit of trouble. Goes between worlds and make sure that Equalizer doesn't slow him down.
It's just a trade of ultimates, nothing really ordinary.
In 2024, wanting to see him take that next step, and so far having a good sense of things against Satab, generating about a 10 CS lead. As here we go, might see a little bit of a fight here as Feather has been caught out, popped the Unbreakable Will, and soaking up a lot of damage, but now it's flash away here from the Nature's Grasp. XQW looking to go forward on that Fate Seal. It's going to use that force shot here from Savior to shut him down as well, and a snipe from downtown with a deadly flourish. It's going to allow for 1xN to fall, 2 more kills in the hands of LGD. And so LGD's lead continues to grow here in this first game, up to almost 3,000 at this point. Seeing some more skirmishes, this time XQW getting a little bit of the better of Satab. Now YCX is here, both of his Summoner's Quickness still available. Landed that taunt beautifully.
Nice.
Onto Satab, and the Aurora will be taken down before she can jump over her own ulti. 5-0 now in the hands of LGD.
A kill's worth of gold over their counterpart at this point, and the dragon feels like a foregone conclusion, so much so that LGD are actually just not going to rush it. They're saying, we know they want to make a cross-map play. We're not going to let them. Let's march into the top side.
Now going to try to contest this Herald that has been started off by Aki. The Nature's Grasp from Climber. Just make sure that Aki can get nowhere near this objective as it ticks down towards 3,000 HP. Sasa in the weights, has Equalizer available as the Herald has been secured by LGD. And that Rumble ulti combined with a Fate Seal of XQW is burning Thundertalk down for now. But they are all still alive, at least for the time being. Feather with the Unbreakable Will, Aki flashing over the wall, going to get burned down by the Leandries of Climber. And everybody but 1xN has dropped on Thundertalk's side.
Ooh.
And with that, the force shot will make it an ace.
As Savior keeps finding his mark on these snipes, yet another kill going over to Jin. But that is just one piece of this massive trade here for LGD. As I hesitate to even call it a trade, it is just a straight up slaughter by them. They get the Herald, they walk into the top side, they get all the members of Thundertalk, as well as a mid turret, and then they're gonna leave with a dragon as well. They are getting everything on the map. They're leaving no crumbs, Grapes.
Thundertalk having none of it here in this game
fuck.
1.
You know, for my first game, as far as first games for casts go, Grapes, this is pretty great.
And right now, great for LGD as well. They're finding another massive engage. The wombo combo though from Thundertalk is big. Maybe they stepped a little bit too far forward. Satab getting them on the board. Making sure Climber does fall. Sasa now coming in with the TP. Equalizer going to split up the fight a little bit as LGD now on the defensive. And here comes Feather, landing a headbutt pull. Hoya with a 2-man taunt, and Thundertalk has started to answer back. A big shutdown goes the way of Aki. And now they can look for more. XQW at half HP. YCX dashes forward, but unable to find an knock-up. And now Savior is able to get a crit back. He flashes away. How much can this Jin do? Nothing after that initial kill, as Satab gets himself yet another. And overall, it is Thundertalk getting out in the better.
Hand, though, Not sure how well this is actually going to work out for them. One of the advantages of a champion like Maokai is that he can just gradually throw those saplings, keep disrupting you. And Otacon is layering down a ton of damage. 1xN taken to half already.
There's a curtain call. And yeah, already it is going to be Aki chunked down to half HP. The hero's entrance still going to knock up 2, but the fate sealed from X2W will secure the first kill as Feather will drop. LGD now fully controlling the Otacon. They'll say thanks for the leash, pick it up for themselves, and now control that major objective.
LGD have a 6-member. Otacon is straight up on their team. He half-healths 1xN. To make matters worse, a dragon is now up, and they claimed that entire side of the map, so there's no possible contest here from Thundertalk. This will be their second, so not really a big threat for Soul just yet, but it's got to be in the back of your mind at this point, Grapes. Yeah, Thundertalk have to tread lightly at this point. I really like that you mentioned Climber's inventory. This is, I mean, that item is basically the equivalent to the memories, particularly at an extended period of time when that magic shred just continues to compound and be more of an issue.
Oh, by XQW. Going so aggressive.
Ooh,
He actually
instinct.
catches 1xN and makes him go in with the killer instinct. Aki gonna follow him as well. Hero's entrance coming out. Not gonna find a knockup, and the equalizer in response from Sauce is gonna start to burn Thundertalk down a little bit more. In goes YCX. With that great entrance landing, a 2-man knockup, and now the re-engage from LGD can come through. Deadly Flourish lands on Ahoya, he's the first casualty, but in comes Satab. Between Worlds lands on to 4, but he will get shut down because he doesn't do any damn damage at this point in the game. LGD get themselves 2 kills at the cost of nobody with the Baron now spawned.
You know, initially my mind went to, what is this random Yone doing in front of all of Thundertalk's screen? And then I immediately pivoted to, what is this random Aurora doing in front of all of the LGD members' screen? What is going on, Grapes? The most random fight ever, but it is still an LGD victory. We're just trying to defend against these, like you said, Grapes, Baron-empowered minions knocking at the front door now in the mid lane. They will break down the front door. The question is, can they get those inhibitors, or will Thundertalk hold on? It feels difficult for them because, like you said, this top side is so short range. They're not really in a position to take these longer ranged waves and even really walk up to LGD at this point with 10,000 gold separating them.
Hoya got a small objective bounty, if you want to call that consolation prize. Is now XGW is at half HP. Between Worlds going out here for Satab to try to just keep himself alive. 1xN killer instinct straight into the hands of X2W, who lands 4 members with his Q3. But it's going to be that first kill going over, and Thundertalk actually end up on the advantage at this point. 2 for 1 in that extended fight.
Actually able to threaten the dragon whatsoever. LGD immediately respawn and take their 3rd one of the game without any trouble or difference regardless of what happened earlier. Well, to imagine where that actually goes in a successful way for them. Then again, though, we didn't think that bot lane fight was going to be a success for them either, so.
A lot of resources being burned to just try to get Feather down. I guess with Sasa on the way, the equalizer going to help things out here, but Feathers and Hoya, 2 of the tankier members on Thundertalk's side. Will it be enough, though, as they have really been singled out? Hoya flashes away. The sacrifice at this point should just be the Alistar, but XQW will land that Fate Sealed onto both. And with 2 members down here for TT, LGD have a very good chance to at least crack it open a couple of inhibs.
I mean, the wave is really, really big on that side of the map. They are coming into the base with a lot of minions behind them, so I'm wondering if maybe a double inhib is probably the play or more.
Try to clear the wave. They're going immediately onto Aki. They will take him down, but 1xN and Satab, the big damage dealers, are still alive. However, might not be enough against the big, strong 5-man squad of LGD Gaming. 1xN flashed away from the Deadly Flourish, but the Nexus is now going to be exposed, and there's nothing that TT can do about it. LGD powering through. They should be able to knock the Nexus down and take this game #1 in dominant fashion.
This is a really good game for a Misfortune. There is a lot of space creating happening from the side of Aki and Satab, and Hoya is just, Hoya and Feather, honestly, I'm going to rope them in together, are just basically going to be denying LGD.
Our gameplay, yeah, that was a big, that hit home for me here. It's might see a
memory.
top side.
Absolutely, as like you said, Sasu has to be real careful. This wave is slowly pushing in, so honestly, Aki cancels his recall. I think it's good.
Ooh, the steadfast presence that blocks the initial dash from Sasa. He's forced to flash away already. Aki can just follow up with a 3-talent strike of his own, picking up first blood for TT. And they're going to lose the Drake in response as well, as Aki now making his way over here, knowing that Climber is on the complete opposite side of the map.
Yep, so Climber Not really going to be able to contest it. Finally has that Cyclone unlocked, but really only has a Sheen. So I still don't think that's going to help you in the damage department, kiddo. Which will mean Aki takes this dragon for free. Still has that kill advantage. So I would imagine after this, might just look to either recall or cross over mid and prepare to fight for these grubs coming up in about a minute. We talked about the grubs maybe not being focused on spawn. They are going to be focused on spawn, and it is going to be LGD claiming those basically uncontested grapes.
Until Aki has now shown up, and 1xN actually rotating first as Xavier's currently in base, so could make things a little bit interesting here. Climber dashes away after claiming that second grub. It'll be a very similar situation to that first game, with LGD getting 2 and Thundertalk picking up the leftover.
He complete his cull and can't really get an item for himself ahead of this dragon. And speaking of dragon, it's spawned, and both of these teams are gravitating toward bot side.
Oh, Hoya just immediately wall-banging Xavier into the wall, but on the backside of things, it's Sasa targeting 1xN, knock up on double, and there's the 3-man cyclone that comes through from Climber with this Trinity Force in hand. XQW picks up kill number 2 of the fight. And Thundertalk are forced to flee. LGD now control the Dragon Pit as a shockwave lands on XQW, and Thundertalk want to make a bit of a trade. Thrusting card comes out, a knockup will land, and Aki will claim another kill. He flashes on out to safety as LGD have lost another man. YCX is at 300 HP, Xavier at half as well. Satab looking to chase, doesn't have that shockwave available anymore. Dredgeline from downtown will pick up feats of warfare for TT, and they're still fighting, they're still brawling, but now LGD will get right back into the win column by claiming everybody. A delayed ace for them, as now they will finally pick up the Drake as their prize.
And it's an extended fight. It's a messy team fight at the end of the day, Grapes, but still, it is LGD coming out on top. They will claim their first dragon of the game. They outscale Orianna. So you want to make use of that goal difference. You want to make use of that power difference between the two mid laners as quickly as possible, as many times as possible.
And Feather misses Dredgeline. That means he's going to be very vulnerable. Immediately LGD jump atop him. And YCX actually the one to claim a blood there. And now the next target will be Satab. He's dueling XQW, but that 1v1 won't be one for much longer.
Because that top side is owned by LGD. You can see that XQW actually slightly cancels his recall just so that he's present around that part of the map. And yeah, free Herald, but what's going to come after it?
He lands a knockup on a YCX. He does have his flash. Going to try to get to the pit as quickly as possible, but will not be able to as Satab gets kill number 2. So Thundertalk get a small consolation of just the support, but it comes at the cost, of course, of that Rift Herald going down.
Yeah, still definitely worth it for LGD at the end of the day. Not only do they get the Herald as... Oh, hang on. What is going on?
Like CW's back. Teleport's going to come in from Sasa, and Climber's on the way. Doesn't have the Cyclone, and a Realm Warp is here. XQW just going to get hooked.
Oh, hang on.
He should not have taken that ulti in, as Hoya going to be the one to claim the kill, and now the target can't be Sasa. Here's the heroic charge. There's all the damage, all the crowd control that you need to take that Mbessa down, as TT find themselves 2 kills onto the solo laner.
Counterparts, and they are making moves. It's 2 on the top lane. And now LGD, they're forced to make a play mid to try and break down this turret. They'll be successful, but look, there's a fight possibly.
Oh, 1xN though. He gets targeted by Climber, who immediately dashes upon him. Going to survive though with the peel of the Nautilus. Aki going to survive a little bit, but it will eventually go down. Keeper's Verdict will knock away one, but already 2 members have gone down on Thundertalk's side. So LGD find themselves a nice play and respond. Next tech Drake being spawned.
And it is just this part of the river owned by LGD, though you can see Hoya. Let's see what he does.
Oh, flash heroic charge onto YCX. That's a Braum, gonna be pretty tanky as Climber gonna get sent in with the Realm Warp, but he gets immediately crowd control knocked up. And now 1xN getting targeted by the potent execution. In comes the flash in from Climber to lock down the MF. Feather should drop as well, and already it's 2-0 in favor of LGD. But the rest of the fight could go well for them as Satab finds the first kill onto the Wukong, but he gets taken down by XQW. Now it is the top side of the map for TT to try to save it for them, and they do so already. Keeper's Verdict doesn't connect. Savior still in the back line, but right now Hoya and Aki are ripping apart Sasa.
Savior?
The 3 talent strike connects. Savior is going to not go down. No, he does. Aki gets the kill. It's a double for the Xin, and somehow Thundertalk win 4 for 3. Another year in the LPL, really stepping up here in that last team fight, as they are now the big Playmakers, the big winners for this team. The Dragon actually was never taken. It's secured by Aki.
What's
but
going
now
on?
Climber has taken the Hex Gate over the wall. XQW has been caught out as SafeTap is looking to chase him down. But in comes the flank on the other side. Cyclone will land onto 3. And the depth charge will knock people up. But the bullet time comes through from 1XN. But it's not able to take a kill just yet as Aki's actually the first one to fall. Climber is ticking dangerously low. Burning down. But will survive. As the Otacon's already melting those resistances as the teleport comes in from Sasa. No public execution available on the Mbessa. Will be a big engaged tool off the table. That Otacon's down at 4,000 HP.
no way in.
Hoya with the Keeper's Verdict going to send Climber out and make sure that objective is secured by Aki on the Xin Zhao.
The Otacon pit. Hoya was charging his ult. The Poppy was ready to knock him away, so he just decides to leave. He does Poppy a favor, saves her the energy of having to swing that giant hammer that's double her height. But nonetheless, it is an Otacon claim for Thundertalk, so a massive advantage is, ooh.
Oh, Realm Warp!
What are we
3
doing?
people just sent under the tier 1 without a wave, and somehow it's gonna work! SafeTap already going down!
What?
And they just get out for free! XQW giveth, XQW taketh away. These Realm Warps have been insane, man. Some for the better, some for the worse. Should never have worked out there. That they get a kill off of SafeTap there.
Has those traps, and he's not really able to place them, so it's difficult for LGD to fight this, I think, in a proper way. He's trying to divide it a little bit, but still, that's within hitting range.
Only knocking away the Braum, but it still has a numbers advantage. Hook lands here onto
get
XQW, but not going to take enough damage. Who's going to get the Dragon? Secured by Climber, but he goes down to the MF. 1-0 in favor of TT so far. The Realm Warp gets canceled. XQW and Savior will drop as it's another kill picked up for SafeTap, and TT can march towards the Baron.
5 steps ahead here, Graves. They're playing 5D chess. They'll claim
remember,
that objective. Climber's not up.
They take it slowly. I thought maybe Sauce was going to go in and try to farm a clip. Not going to happen. Going to be Aki smiting this one away. Hoya also claiming the bot lane tier 1. Gold swing now in favor of TT. It was 2K in favor of LGD. Now it is 3K here. Play grouped up really well in the 5v5s. Becomes very difficult unless LGD find a flank, and they're looking for that just right now with XQW and Climber coming through with the Realm Warp. They're just trying to stall out time. They know that Hoya's on the way. Another ult here from Sasa does not connect, but Climber has come in with the Cyclone, but it is all too late as SafeTap picks him up. XQW on the backline has 0 chance. That's just a double kill already picked up here for the Ori. XQW gonna get one back. He goes golden, but will eventually go down to Aki. He pops the sad beast, says thank you for your time, and Thundertalk will control the fight.
And is it a flank if the enemy team knows they're getting flanked, Graves? I think not, as Thundertalk just eviscerate LGD's attempt at trying to turn this game around. It was a last-ditch effort, but now the only ones in a ditch are LGD, as their inhib on that bot side will be taken. The supers will be pouring in. It's good timing too, as the Baron is less than a minute from falling off, so they maximize the amount of gold. You know, kind of turn this team around. Would he be the guy that could succeed Beichuan? I think he got called up to BLG when that happened. And you know, people have had mixed answers, but LPL equivalent is of an ARAM, but certainly feels like LGD need to try and look for a strategy that isn't that. Is this is something that I think is nice from Caitlyn, just kind of denying that siege, and now that you don't have Baron empowered minions, it will be a bit difficult for you to actually fully push in that wave. It's just a question of if LGD can actually stall out long enough.
What is he doing? He's just sitting all the way under the tower, gets chunked really low and has to flash away.
For it just yet, but yeah, a bit of a scary misplay there from the Thundertalk top laner. Almost costs him his life, and probably would have been gold into Saviour's pocket, who, like you said, now has 3 items, is very scary on the Caitlyn if given the opportunity to free hit super cautiously. So much to the point where I think Thundertalk just get this Baron. I don't really think there's a way for LGD to enter this pit.
Six are trying. Climber is as well. Already a Keeper's Verdict knocking away the Braum, and XQW just face tanking for now, but already Hoya has dropped. In goes Climber with the ultimate on the backline, and finally the perfect execution connects, and it is going to be a public death at that. Another kill picked up for Sasa. LGD somehow are going to just completely wipe the floor with TT off of a beautiful engage from Sasa and Climber. Feather, the only remaining survivor. Is that the end of the series?
You can't see me currently because my cam is not active on the screen. My mouth is open right now. I am absolutely amazed as Sasa is okay, thank God. He's going to win the 1v1 against the support. What? Hang on. No, go back. Wait, wait. What?
It doesn't matter what Satsu's doing. The game is just going to end. LGD were held in their own base for so long. They win one fight around the Baron. And they just 2-0 the series over Thundertalk.
Yeah, frankly, a lot of people like to talk about this being, you know, who's going to scale better. Whoever scales better and gets more stacks is going to be the winner and be more relevant in the late game. Straight up, Smolder is just a better champion. So safely in the mid lane, this has just allowed Haichao to get a ton of priority as this Talia, and that'll net them a lot of control over this dragon. And yeah, Ultra Prime are just going to have to be looking the other way, as the teleport will actually be the last thing that tells them to completely back off. And it's Zhuo, so there you go, and another good play there by the Nautilus.
That's because of Zika or Xiaofeng or whatever leadership not really wanting to go for many fights. They love disengaging. They don't love going for bench stuff. As I say that, though, a little bit of skirmishing up here, as it's going to be Xiaosha knocked back with that seismic shove and getting chunked very low, forced to flash away. Baye kiting out nicely, but it's going to allow for Xiaofeng to at least pick up that first scrub. With Junho and Saber now joining the fray, they're going to secure another, so it's 1-for-1 overall. And now potential fight around the last one. Xiaofeng has the smite, so should be able to secure it.
Oh, look at the bot side. Oh, hang on.
Oh, Junho. He flashes in and goes in for the Cyclone, and it's going to be a little bit too far forward for Xiaosha. First blood picked up for LNG, but Xiaofeng now has to flash and needs a Heartbreaker to get out, but he will survive. It's a double kill in for Haichao, and they're looking for Saber as well. He will go down. 3-0, and the Feats of Warfare have gone over to Team LNG. They have the Trinity Force advantage in the hands of Xiaofeng, but Junho wants nothing about it. He's already in the enemy jungle on the top side of the map, and that means the dragon should go over. Kill off of the Talia, but with Zhang TPing in and Zika staying down bottom lane, it should mean that Ultra Prime secured the objective.
Ultra Prime managed to wrestle control of the top side, so they should be able to use this to at least break down a turret within the next few minutes. This will also help them possibly gain more control.
OMG still in the lead. About 1,000 gold or so. Would not be opposed to wanting to fight this. And as I say that, a teleport has come in from Zika. He has the equalizer at rank 2 at this point, and the dragon is not taken very quickly. Weaver's Wall comes out. Zhuo gets stunned though, and does not land that initial dredge line as Zhang's already chunked down to 60% HP. Ultra Prime don't want to start this dragon just yet. Junho pops the Herald, maybe looking for a potential escape plan. Who's going to get into the pit first? It's going to be a dash over from Junho, but he got already chunked down to half. It's stolen away by Xiaofeng. And now the fight can begin in earnest as the equalizer has come out. Zhang goes in with the Herald, but he will drive it straight to his demise as LNG get a couple of kills back, as well as the dragon soul point.
And it's a disaster for Ultra Prime. But crucially now, it is going to be Otacon spawning in about 10 seconds. It's going to be on that top side. And you can already see Ultra Prime, they're going to try and be first to the punch this time.
This one, popping the ghost. It looks like Zhuo's going to go super aggressive here. Depth charge on top of the equalizer with the Dawning Shadow on top. But it's not enough to take Baye down. And here goes Zhang on the flank. Already Zhuo has gone down. But Zika is hunting the rest of Ultra Prime as they loom deviously around that Otacon.
They do indeed, but there were a lot of ultimates expended by LNG, not to mention they lost Zhuo, who does have teleports, so he should be able to, come back to the fight, but still, those R keys not going to be available for a while. So LNG, they're just saying, screw the Otacon, let's abandon it, let's go for this mid turret instead. We don't have the power to really fight this. And conveniently enough, Ultra Prime aren't really in a position to take that Otacon either, so I am eternally grateful that they reworked the Otacon system, because those old ones felt really toxic to the game. This new one is much better.
Yeah, I mean, provides like just enough power for it to be a nice objective to fight over before the Baron spawns. And
yeah,
gives teams something to contest, but nothing that has to be contested over one.
But everyone still contests it anyways, right? You don't have to, but you know you're going to. Now, though, has the luxury of staying a bit further behind, as he does have that Weaver's Wall. Zika
was overheated, so actually going to be in some trouble. Has to flash away from Zhang, but now he gets exhausted. The third proc leader work lands. There's the Cyclone as well. Zika just might be taken down under his own turret, and that is not a good play here, but the response will be that Otacon taken down by LNG. But you're going to say that's all right here for UP because you are continuing to scale the game out. You're going to deny that soul and get Bayek closer to 225.
Absolutely. You drag the game out an extra 5 minutes at the very least for Bayek on the Smolder. It's a kill on that bot side by Ultra Prime, but ultimately it's a very costly one as they burn a flash from Junhao, 2 ultimates. The question is, who will be the first to engage? I imagine Zhuo, who's been so active with these dredge lines, is going to look for an opportunity onto Saber. You can see he's fishing. He's trying to hug that topside wall to get an angle onto the backline. He doesn't want to hook in Junhao. He doesn't want to hook in Xiaojia, but Ultra Prime are playing this very smartly position-wise.
Weaver's Wall separating everybody. Gives maybe LNG a good opportunity to try to burst down the dragon. The seismic shove lands on it too, but here comes the mom. It makes LNG kite away. The Awning Shadow over the top, but Bayek able to pick out the first kill of the fight. But Xiaofeng has now gotten a reset as well, and he transforms into the Wukong body. Zika is overheated. Fish one taken very low, nearly getting executed before he issues out the piercing light to heal himself right back up. One more Q from Bayek could secure himself an easy double kill, but instead the dragon is going to be the focus. Who's going to get the soul? It'll be LNG to secure it, and now they can win the fight. Bayek goes down. Jung will fall. Only Saber and Xiaoxia will live as LNG get their prize and can now go to Baron.
And at the end of the day, Junhao is your main engage. He puts himself on the front lines. But the problem with being on the front lines is you are most likely to die. You lose your jungler at a pivotal moment in this game. He's not there to secure the dragon for you. You're going to lose out on that. You're going to lose out on the team fight. And to make matters extra worse, Grapes, the Baron will be the cherry on top for LNG.
We stalled out, waiting for this dragon to spawn once again. Quacks and LNG get that
to counter Zika. So it will be a bit of a delayed play on the Baron, but nonetheless, they should be able to squeeze UP tighter and tighter with this play.
Jino dashes forward, not using the Cyclone, actually baiting out the Dawning Shadow of Fishone, who is playing a little bit more on the defensive side.
Around, less than 3 minutes until that Elder spawns. They want to prevent as much jockeying between these two teams as possible around that.
Xiaoxia gets hit by one seismic shove, and then the Heartbreaker will execute him. But look at the back line. That is Fish one down. A two-kill 1K shutdown for
Not
John.
again.
Xiaofeng is still alive in the transformed Viego body. He will go and take the Gwen down, but Bayek's got a couple of executes as well. A triple kill already for the Viego, looking for the quad, and he gets it on a Bayek. It looked like almost an opportunity for Ultra Prime, but the Viego will live, Zika will survive, and it's still 2 men up here for LNG.
I was getting Thundertalk versus LGD Gaming Game 2 flashbacks there for a minute, Grapes, but luckily,
Get in.
because they have no AD carry, they're not really able to overload with numbers. This is just allowing LNG to kind of section off this part of the map. But now the Smolder is here. They've got to make the play. That dragon is super low.
Zika flashing away from the Cyclone, getting hit up by the second proc. Almost the mob steals it away, but Xiaofeng able to secure the Elder. And now it's Reset City in for LNG Esports. Already 2 members down. That is Jung falling before he even pops the Zanyas. And Xiaoxia will make it casualty number 3. Surely this should mean the end of the game as LNG win the fight. They get the Elder, and they can march down middle lane.
And LNG police that part of the map. They completely prevent Ultra Prime's advance as Zika's going in.
Hook doesn't land on Abaye. As actually not over just yet. It's the big carry still alive here for Ultra Prime. Baya has both of his summoner spells. It's almost 350 stacks on the Smolder, and there's no Baron buff in the hands of LNG with 13 seconds left on Junhao. So this game might not actually be over just yet, but LNG want it to be as they're headed on to the Nexus turrets right now. The death timers, though, are going to continue to
don't
tick
have a
down to
wave.
0, and that means that LNG actually can't end. They will take another prize as an inhibitor, but now with Junhao alive, it is going to be very difficult for them to try to go for the throat.
They still have 90 seconds on that Elder.
Hold on, Elder, Baye. shields up nicely, will be able to stay alive, and the Needleworth comes through from Jong. They're looking for a last-ditch effort. They find Zika with the kill, but it will be Jong getting another one back. The mom comes down. Baye is still untouched in the back line, but he finally will get targeted, and that'll be it. Zhao Feng and LNG end up wiping the floor with Ultra Prime. It took them a while, but a win is a win nonetheless. They go 1-up in this best-of-3 series.
That mid lane for those two to sync up and just constantly give resources over to this Orianna so that your damage profile can be diversified as the game goes on. Zika's wave is actually growing quite large as it crashes into the turret, and yeah, I think Zhao Feng is reading the room. I think Jiang is as well, but the question is, what is he going to do about it?
Zika taking a decent chunk of damage, but does have the Fury.
Oh,
Nice flash combo!
Oh no!
Oh, what an outplay it could be! But the turret aggro goes onto the Vi instead of Zika, and that means that the Renekton will be able to claim first blood.
It was not a clean dive whatsoever, Grapes, but you know, a kill is a kill. We take the wins where we can find them. Zika is going to pick up first blood, and crucially, Jiang is going to miss so much CS. A 800 gold gap between the top laners, but Junhao wants to even score.
No slice and dice available for Zika just yet. One more chomp from Junhao will make it a 1-for-1.
3 people top lane. They're not even trying to hide it. Zhao Feng is just saying, all right, I don't even care about waiting in the bush. And look at Jiang. He's like, all right, well, I mean, don't remind me, man.
Hey, it's fun when it's not happening every game. And now,
True.
It means that things are interesting here. As it looks like 4 members of Ultra Prime will go towards Zika. He does have his Subjugate available, gonna pop it, try to heal up, but will not be able to use the Empowered Q to heal. And Zhuo comes in with the TP, but it is far too late. Ultra Prime starting up these grubs after the blue buff was secured by Junhao, but LNG in a good position to actually contest. Zhao Feng has a level lead over Junhao, so a little bit of extra damage to potentially be at his ability as he actually smites away the first grub. Now landing the knockup onto the Trundle. Subjugate now going to be used to try to keep him alive as Zhao Feng has to flash away, but he's stuck in the pit. Vault break over the wall, and the double shot nearly taking him down as Ultra Prime will be able to claim the other 2 grubs, but LNG do a nice job at least getting 1.
LNG, they deny the full 3 like you said, Grapes, but still they are going to get that meter for the feat of Dragon Slaying. He absolutely is, and this is going to be first turret acquired for the side of Ultra Prime. Funnily enough, there's actually a lot of damage being dealt by LNG on that top side turret because of that lane swap. They were able to take it down to 1 plate, so if they want to abandon this dragon, they can try and overload top and maybe dive Jiang as Dominus pop from Zika.
To pop that explosive cast just to clear the wave, which is a good formula for now, but might not be able to save him still
risky.
as Zhao Feng is on the way. They're going to say, screw the wave, we're going to go for the kill anyway, and they should be successful at that, but they bought enough time for Xiaosha to be here, and Baye will join it and take Zhao Feng down, making it a 1-for-1, with the dragon also secured by Junhao on the bottom side. In solidarity, hits Krugs a couple times and realizes he can't do this. Actually getting engaged on by Zhao Feng right now. This teleport coming back in from Zika to try and take this Trundle down. Already has the Subjugate, has to flash over the wall. Make sure he stays alive, but Zika still hungry, still looking for Baye now. He has both of his summoner spells available, but won't be able to use any. As the shockwave comes through over the stun from the Renekton and evens things up for LNG.
From that recent bot lane tower that they lost, Zika is going to claim the gold as well. So this Renekton, despite being put behind, is now in a really solid spot relative to the Gragas over 1. If you don't put down this carry in the Lucian, UP are just going to run with it as they're going to try again on the Gragas.
Hey, 3rd time. Why not go for it again? And once again, will be successful. Jung's had a bad time here in this second game. Not going to be in the same position as he was in the Gwen in game number 1. But the rest of his team may be in a better position here as Baye and Xiaosha doing a nice job gaining some control in mid, and Saber and Junhao munching away on this tier 2 turret.
Yeah. I mean, this is just the consequence of giving 2 grubs over to Trundle. Immediately, they're beginning to funnel into their carries as Baye maybe has an opportunity with his team.
Nice pillar, lands on above Fishone and Zhuo, stunning up the bottom side of LNG and allowing for them to claim yet another turret. 4 towers.
Dragon, we talked about it a little in game 1, but Oh my god, Jiang. My poor friend. Just play safe, right?
No, I've seen a Gragas player, maybe in the ERLs, have performances like this. So, you know, maybe that's a sign that rest of Ultra Prime could be doing well. As now we're seeing Zika and Saber go at it on the top side of things. And Zika is having a really good time. However, reinforcements now will arrive. A summoner heal popped by Xiaosha, forcing the Croc to flash away. Aqua Prison does not connect, but the rest of the damage might be able to do the Call to Meek, keeping Zika alive. But Saber's going to flash forward, land that empowered Q, and take the Reinekton down. The Vault Breaker to get back into his side of the pit. Ultra Prime currently winning out on things right now as they await Zika's TP, but it might be too late. Baye flashes over the Shockwave, but he gets knocked up by the quickness and should be taken down by Zhao Feng and goes forward with the season assist. 1-0 in favor of LNG, but the health bars are low. They'll be forced to back away as Ultra Prime will look to regain control mid. Don't have any ultimates to do it. The big damaged ones in terms of Saber and Baye both still on cooldown, but Junhao still trying to get his way into the pit. That pillar doing so much to allow for Fishwan to get very low. Juno's right in the middle of everyone, and Zhao Feng will go down. It's Baye to claim the kill, and it should be Ultra Prime claiming the Drake as well. It's the Hextech Soul Point secured for UP.
And it is the same thing, but a different side. Ultra Prime getting Soul Point so early on in this game, and now it's LNG extremely far behind.
Yeah, and he can still have utility on this Gragas pick as everybody on Ultra Prime hovering around this Otacon. And Zhao Feng is still so far away. Hey, there's Zhang with an MVP play, using the cast to knock the jungler away. He will go down for his sins eventually, but he heals up for a while and forces LNG to get chunked out. Zika forced to run away as a flank angle still is available, and LNG still want the fight. It's a 4v5. Zhao Feng at half HP. Zika getting chunked as well. The dominance not going to be enough as Baye will secure the kill as they collapse upon the flanker. They're using the Herald, but not towards the turret. They're looking for blood onto LNG's side. Knock up will land onto Haichao, but the engage isn't there just yet. Junhao trying to chase him down as Joel goes forward with the quickness. It will not be enough though as Haichao will drop. They finally take down the Lucian, but now Fishwan will be the response. Ultra Prime winning the Herald, winning the fight, and they get themselves the Otacon as well.
The issue has arrived to LNG's front doorstep. This is Soul on the line for Ultra Prime. This is LNG's potentially last stand to come back in this game.
All eyes have to be towards Haichao on this Orianna. Need a great shockwave if they want to win this fight. The culling has already come out, and Fishwan is down to 300 HP. Into the pit, Zhao Feng goes. He's looking for the engage. The season assist does connect, but a huge bubble from Xiaosha is going to slow down the assault and make sure that Ultra Prime are fine and dandy around the Soul Drake. Haichao did not find a good ultimate, and he will pay for it with his life. The laser from Saber will take him down, and it's an ace picked up for UP.
And a triple for the mid laner of Ultra Prime. Junhao at the end of the day, uncontested, doesn't need anyone on his team to help him with the dragon. This will allow Ultra Prime to push down in the mid lane. They don't have a huge wave, so maybe they don't find the turret, but nonetheless, that was just, like you said, Grapes, a massive bubble by Xiaosha.
Xiaosha on the Nami, able to find a lot of plays. They find another huge play. Jung might be 1-5, but he's finding huge attempts for his team as they take Fishwan down once again. The newest player here in the LPL, not having as good of a performance this time. Shockwave lands on the 2 members here from Haichao, but there's no follow-up here.
There really is no possibility for a contest. This is going to go over to UP. My biggest concern now is that LNG don't have the greatest of wave clear. Obviously, you've got the Xayah with those passive, those clean cuts, but really, the AoE is not doing you any favors for trying to defend your base.
Victor at this point, 3 full items and 1,000 gold shutdown to his name. And Baye playing aggressive and still looking for more. As Zhao Feng now the target, he uses the Vault Breaker to try to escape, but another nice Aqua Prison lands as Xiaosha will find the jungler of LNG and take him down easily.
That's another kill, another one racked up for Ultra Prime as they are now 5 members in the bot lane. And LNG, they've got a member at top, they've got a member in mid. Is this the competitive version of Open?
Well, they're going to get some objective bounties maybe here on that tier 1, but Might not even get the chance to spend the gold before the game already ends. Culling comes out, Zhuo trying to block for Fish1, but both of them are taken critically low as the first Nexus tower does drop, and Baron buff still in everybody's hands. Haichao with the shockwave doesn't do any damage whatsoever, and Zhang will get kill number 2 on the day. Nexus now exposed, body slam will connect, and that's gonna do it. Ultra Prime forcing a decider into this battle of the mud. Game 3 is coming up right after this.
And this just provides a lot of pressure and push for Xiaofeng in the early game on this Skarner. So I'm really interested to actually see how he operates in the first 10 or so minutes of the game. We've seen
that they're sending Saber actually back to the mid lane, and Xiaofeng not wanting to contest or go for a flip, instead going for these grubs instead. So Junhao should be able to finish this one off nicely. Ultra Prime getting on the objective board, but overall LNG still controlling that top side of the map pretty admirably.
LNG going to have a Vice Iron grip on that one for a while.
Sasha now getting targeted. Yeah, he shouldn't have stepped too far forward. Getting stunned up by Xiaofeng. Right now it's just the tanks hitting him, but they're going to do enough damage actually to take him down. Give first blood over to Haichao. LNG on the board first after what was a very unnecessary death from the Ultra Prime support.
For the grubs. But ultimately, LNG, I feel, are stronger in the team fights. I think Ultra Prime realized that too, and they're just going to surrender them. This is going to be really big for Zika in particular, who we're expecting to be on the side lanes about 75% of the time.
Yeah, I mean, he's just able to show mid and allow for that. All 3 of those grubs actually to get picked up by LNG.
Yeah, both teams going toward this bot side. Junhao is actually hitting the dragon. They're in a bit of a difficult situation.
Wow. They stayed around here. Saber looking for the solo kill there with that interaction that you talked about here. On to the Destiny. Speaking of, he's going forward again, flashing in. Gonna be a 1-for-1 trade. As now it is Ultra Prime controlling the Dragon Pit and taking their second of the game. Engage already coming forward from Xiao. But the Magnus Storm lands on a 3. It's going to be the all-out back in as Xiaofeng will drop. And Zhuo now spots to flash away as Zika comes forward with the teleport. Killer Instinct comes in for Baye as well. Looking to burst down the Rel, forcing him to flash away. Zika gets hit by the third and Topo strike. And Baye will claim another kill as Ultra Prime get themselves the feats of warfare.
It's really difficult for Ultra Prime to actually fight with a lot of these frontliners, as they don't have anything to necessarily knock them down for size yet. I mean, Baye has Kraken Slayer, and there's been a lot of debate on whether or not Kraken Slayer is really considered a tank-killing item anymore. Speaking of tanks,
yeah, I mean, that is Xiaofeng looking very beefy, diving in on a Xiao. He already has to pop the Unbreakable Will, but 4 members of LNG going to try to burst down the cow anyway, and they do so successfully with Haichao picking up the kill. Ultimate popped onto Saber. They should be able to get him as well. It's a double kill for the Aurora, and LNG will strike back. We'll see how much he can do. Again, question has not always been Haichao, can he get resources? Can he get ahead in the early game? It's what can he do with those in the team fights? So not always a lot. And sometimes we see some disappointing plays from him, but hoping to see that change here for LNG. As you started up the Rift Herald, they should be able to take it down. Now Zhang actually looking for a little bit more. Gonna get taken very, very low though, and Xiaofeng with the Flash Ixtal's impact will make sure that he pays for the Herald going in favor of Ultra Prime.
I mean, Zhang just a little too far away from his team, ultimately. They're not able to assist him. And a good Flash Ixtal's impact from Xiaofeng. Basically not capable of reacting to that. Here for LNG would go a long way in just gaining back control of the tempo of this game. Ultra Prime, if they get Soul Point, they basically put LNG on a timer. So here we go.
Fish one very aggressively positioned. Had to use the Valkyrie early to make sure he did not get knocked up. Speaking of knocks up, lots of them here in the Dragon Pit. As Zhuo gets taken very low. Baye flashes after him with the Killer Instinct. One more auto should take him down. He's the first one to go into this fight. As now Zhang has already popped the all-out. Xiaofeng trying to take Baye down, but he goes back into the pit and right into Haichao's arms. It's going to actually be Zika to pick up that kill, as it's a 4v3 in favor of Ultra Prime for now. Haichao dishing out damage. The health bar is not on UP's side, as Zika's still looking very menacing here around this dragon, as UP want to try to get this soul point. Is that half right now? Xiaofeng looking to chase him down the spear. Going to dodge away from Zhang. And the skirmish the shuffle will continue to come as Xiaofeng gets knocked up. He's going to
they
get
got
taken
him.
down, but Zika dives in and takes Xiaosha down in response. Another gold card comes in, a double kill in for Zhang, and this should be Ultra Prime claiming the fight. Haichao will fall as well off the Destiny, and Junhao will claim the kill.
And Saber locks down Haichao, says sit down Aurora. And Ultra Prime win out on the fight.
He has still had a high impact here in this game. We've seen some more skirmishing around the bottom side river. There's no dragon to take anymore, so not necessarily necessary to go for anything.
Ooh, hang on.
As Xiaosha gets the knock up on the Xiaofeng, now using that Herald and charge into this tier 1. Try to take some of it down, but he's going to go right to the Excel's impact of Xiaofeng, but now the headbutt will send Xiaofeng right back into the team. Zhang teleporting right under the tier 1 turret, and he will yeet one back with him. That is going to be Fish 1 taken down thanks to the all-out, and Zhuo will be the next target. Magnus Storm only delaying what's going to be a double kill going into the Cristante's hands.
Nauticon Grapes.
Ultra Prime have their sights on a win in a best-of-3 series, one that they have not been able to achieve in over 3 months. But they have not finished it off just yet. They claim the Otacon. They are at soul point, but there is still work to be done.
Card constantly pursuing LNG in these extended chases. Speaking of getting pursued, Young might be pursuing them after being the pursued one.
They were trying to collapse onto Zhang, but now Ultra Prime have found the collapse onto them instead. Xiaofeng gets knocked back for the Intofo strikes and will die, and that is the smite available taken away on the side of UP. However, LNG, they're not done just yet. A nice engage comes through from Zhuo, and Saber is taken down, making it a 1-for-1 overall. Zhang now at half HP, forced to run away. Xiaosha lands another knockup though onto Haichao. He's still one of the stronger members in the game, and he gets taken back between the worlds, and Zhang gets shut down. Ultra Prime though get one back. A crazy fight, an all-out brawl in the bottom lane, and now Zhuo is the one taken very low. Junhao goes forward, picks himself up a double kill, and forces Fish 1 and Haichao to back away. Anyway here, and Zika hunting with these spears, but instead it looks like LNG's prio goes towards the mid lane wave.
I got a little nervous there, honestly, about that spear. But nonetheless.
80 in Italy. Not a lot of damage on that one anymore. Junhao on this Xin Zhao. Again, the junglers, maybe this just gets Quacks here, man, but they've really delivered in all the games so far. Xiaofeng even finding engages critical at the start of the game for LNG, has yet to really find all the ultimates, and a lot of those champions have that value here. We're going to see that in any potential fight that unfolds for the rest of this game, as Ultra Prime look like they want to dance just a little bit around this river. They force Xiaofeng to use that Ixtal's impact defensively, but then he sends in a 2-man impale. Only on the front line though, but Junhao's already popped the Crescent Guard. They find Fish 1 and catch him out as Baye will get that first kill. Another knockup lands on the Xiaofeng. He should go down. It's a double kill in for the Kaisa. Between worlds from Haichao gets knocked up. There's another knockup from Xiaosha, and Baye could pick himself up a quadra kill. Only Zhuo remains. Will they give it over to him? Zhang's looking to chase him down, but Baye has no interest in the Penta. Instead, it's going to be the mid lane tier 2 and potentially the game.
It's the AD carry of LNG, and sure they lose their support, but they will gain a Baron in response, and the siege just got a whole lot meaner for the side of UP.
Their time is running out. They're looking dangerously close to dropping down to 0-4 to start off split number 3. The mid lane tier 3 does go down. Tier 2 in the bot lane should be the next target, as Ultra Prime can bide their time and closely wait for anybody on LNG to step too far forward and begin that engage.
Loss here, you're down 0-4. It's really rough for the first half of this split. You have to look for a Hail Mary, even if the chances are low. I mean, the chances are 0, literally 0, if you give up this elf.
Get their way closer to that bot side river. And now a teleport comes in from Haichao. It's going to be a last-ditch effort. Zhuo looking to begin the engage. Magnus Storm onto Zhang. but he's just way too tanky. Pathmaker away is going to keep himself alive and still have
Look
HP.
at Xiaosha on the
And look
flank.
at Xiaosha looking to try to cut everybody off. Headbutt Zhuo right into Zhang's arms, and on the other side, I think that Sika getting taken down by Baya. Already a 1-0, and this Kaisa still untouched on the back line. Zhang gets the kill into Xiaofeng, and it's an absolute evisceration in the bottom lane here for Ultra Prime. 5-0 ace, and that winless streak has come to an end.
And 5 series, they finally manage. The two teams that rolled in the mud, one stands tall, the other one falls, and Ultra Prime will be your winners of this best of 3 grapes.
Not about how you start, it's how you finish this first round robin if you're Ultra Prime.
Yeah, and Pays will have highs and lows, and when he's strong on the Senna, but he's really there to support and help the rest of the team in a lot of ways. And
Count out Jun a little bit easier than if he had the barrier.
now we do look at the map state right now, and Pays and Wink had made the move up towards top side. Flandra is going to have to fight off the 1v2. Xiaoshu had gone down towards bot side. Now Pays flashes, gets the root, the wind becomes lightning, and Shun trying to look for this first blood, and does end up striking gold. JDG on the board. AL is going to take the dragon with the vacuum of space in this bot side.
And there's not going to be a trade for the grubs this time around. Tarzan has sort of elected to forego that top prio in exchange for securing a dragon, but
I love it from Wink. They can just use this team pressure to invade and take away Tarzan's jungle. Xiaoshu's going to go for the all-in on the Flandra. He's going to use all of the needlework on him, takes him down low. Flandra might have a rebuttal now, though. Still has the equalizer available. Tarzan going to look for the play, goes for the flash over the wall. Soon in trouble. Dawning Shadow comes across. They have a lot of damage, but it's not enough yet. Pays is going to take down Kael. Now it's the play on the Shanks here, too, as Scout finds a nice little hit with that shockwave. They will end up looking at the exit as grubs are spawning. AL are going to get to stick around.
then being able to take the fight versus the Xin Zhao afterwards, actually able to ding that level up marker because he wins out on the smite fight, is what turns that fight into a winning position for AL. Overall, it's only a 1-for-1 plus grubs. Who Flandra, though, splitting XP, splitting this gold, while Gwen is getting free time on that top side to take turret plates for herself. We looked at it in the pre-show that this top lane head-to-head, Xiaozu, as far as top laners go, has had a very good gold disparity. And for me, it's about burning these flashes and then doing something with them. We saw Scout lose his flash 3 minutes ago. Hasn't really been punished, and JDG looking to take this fight. This is where that punish needs to come through from AL. There are 2 carries, no flash. Try to take them down. Kael has ult, has flash. This Orianna is a sitting duck.
Gonna get the TP coming in, and AL just give that entire side of the map. They're going to ping down towards bot, try to get this outer turret. It's going to be slim pickings there for them, just trying to recoup a little bit of that gold. It's still a very dead even game, but that Rift Herald will open things up in mid lane. It should gets a little bit handsy here. He's going to throw up the Rift Herald and might just throw up his life. Depth charge going to be used by Wink to make sure he can get out. The charge comes through.
The zoning quickness there from Kael as he just ults and then doesn't use his W to walk forward. I mean, for AL, this is like, they're still losing out on this. If they can't get something mid lane.
Oh, they actually are looking on Pays here. He doesn't really have any escape tools. Dawning Shadow buys time, but the seismic shove ends his life. Shanks finds the kill, and now they're going to follow up. Double shockwave, though, to respond. They end up finding good damage onto Kael, and he will end up falling. Shun's still alive here. Another side.
How is Hope alive?
Xiaoshu coming alive too. Now with this needlework, will only hit the tip of it. Now we have about 20 seconds for this next dragon. Weaver's Wall is going to be used onto Pays. They try to catch him out again. They realize he has no summoner spells.
GG, though, that have started up this dragon. They're there first.
Scout's got an angle. Oh, they just take the fight. I think Shun wanted to try to take the dragon. Now Wink is overextended. He's about to give his life as well. Tarzan finds a big cyclone onto the backline. Kael, he's just dip diving and dodging all over him. It's like pinball, and he's the ball. Right into the hole goes AL, and right into the soul point fight.
And JDG just weren't anywhere for that. Like, they didn't do anything. Wink went forward, looked for a hook. He managed to get away between Locket and a couple of shields from the rest of the team.
And that's going to be the spikes we're waiting on. Those are the moments we're waiting on, as it is AL collapsing to try to take this outer turret. They might have just made a fast play on the Scout. Scout instantly flashes, but he can't get out. Equalizer comes down as well. He's in trouble. He's left out by his lonesome. Even the depth charge couldn't save him, as AL strike again. And now they're just going to go for the Atacon.
Yeah, this whole time Xiaozu decided he wasn't committing to a fight here. He was splitting. He was going to take some gold. And it kind of left Scout out to dry almost. Look at the vision coverage on this top side for AL. Pink Ward's very deep in the jungle, and Kael and Shank zoning them away right now. Xiaozu TPing in, but this is 5v4.
Yeah, it's a bold TP, and the Atacon's already gone. Look at some of that gold back at least.
Yeah, I do think that JDG's a little bit lost on the map here. Xiaozu should have kept on pushing, tried to threaten that tier 2 turret.
Be that forward sword for AL. Tarzan stealing away the Chicky Nuggies from Shun. Shun's going to get engaged on by Tarzan, instantly going for the Cyclone. Flash from Chun, trying to get out. Crescent Guards use Equalizer down. They have a lot of damage here, but the Dawning Shadow is going to save a lot of it. Shun going the other way, gets away from Shanks, but Xiaoshu is already down. Flandra had taken his life from him.
AL largely 5 members strong and a massive core as we look back to live.
Meanwhile, it looks like a deja vu, but this time it's in mid lane. Scout is just taken out from the team surgically as AL try to cut off the rest of the squad. They end up finding Wink with it, a double kill to Hope, who, just like in their last series,
Disorientated because they aren't going in together. Hope's got time to cycle through his E cooldowns because he's never getting Nautilus ultied in tandem with a Xin Zhao jumping on him with an Orianna Shockwave. It's not necessarily what we would expect.
Flandra had to run away. They're going to start up the Baron again. This is a bit bold from AL. Maybe second time to charm.
Good
Weaver's wall going to buy time. They're going to try to burn it. This is a little bit questionable as Chun goes in for the fight. Tarzan's already getting locked down though, but he's cycloning his way out. He makes an escape, but they already found one back, as now some of those damage, some of that AoE is really ringing true. Pays finds the flash play. That was devastating, and JDG find a little bit of something. Tarzan comes back, finds another one, swinging his stick around, and Shank's throwing rocks. It's like we're in the Stone Age, but it's working for anyone's legend. Off by Hope. Engage, not going to be there just yet from JDG. They find the seismic shot, the equalizer, Scouts down. They find the middleman, and now they're about to spread them apart. They find yet another pick on the Wink as well, and JDG, they're trying to retreat. They're throwing up the white flag. Please, mercy, anyone's legend.
Shanks with a great pick onto Scout. A massive flick means that the mid laner from JDG falls, and AL are going to be rewarded with the Baron.
Oh, man.
Wink throws away his life as well. We'll ignore Shanks' flash after the fact, but AL come up trumps. Many difficult questions, Marcel, and I've sat here trying to figure out an answer for you. I'm afraid it's just not possible.
The answer
JDG, they're looking for a flip.
Is to just start it up. Yep, why not?
I mean, they see Kael coming around.
Oh, this is a commit. They're literally TPing on the wrong side of the fight, or at least the opposite side of the fight here. Here comes Shanks, AL. They're just going to try to close this one down. Wink's already going out. That's the front line shattered for anyone's Legends fight going forward into JDG, and it's looking like a party for anyone's Legend. They even throw up the panda emotes. Everybody's having a good time except for JDG.
Game number 1 for AL. A colossal fight down around the bot side. Clean ace, never really looked close. JDG, a bit of a desperation play. They weren't really going to get much better of a situation than that, and that kind of tells the story of it.
Yep. And anyone's Legend, for the first time in the split, they will find a red side win. It was their namesake, it felt like, in split number 2. They were the red side team. They were one of the only teams that felt like would choose red side. And on the other side for JDG, they do have a lot of go-forward style to them. Is it going to be enough to kind of crack that armor? I mean, if they get a lead going for themselves, it feels like they will be favored in that case.
So some of the spells burned, and they still want this. Scouts coming in to push the wave. AL, they need to rescue this here. You can see Shanks dropping waves mid to get here in time, but he's going to be too late.
Oh, it's too late. Hope is going to be left. No, the CC. Kyle, you absolute monster. They aren't able to get pays, though, in the end.
Side probably stops AL from wanting to take this fight. And that means that that's just all it's going to be. Keeping the powerful pieces of the game on the top side of the map means that AL aren't going to have an opportunity to contest this Drake.
And this is how AL played game number... Oh my goodness. That got way too close for comfort.
AL with that early move, as you'd mentioned, Xiaozu no teleport, so that is just going to... It's probably just going to be AL taking it, as you'd highlighted. So with that, it's a funneling of gold onto the top laner for JDG, and again, something that we saw from JDG in game 1. It didn't really pan out for them. Use the Cassante as a tool to take out Hope.
Oh, they really wanted Shakes. Shakes just baited them out.
They really want
him.
him.
Coming too. They are using everything. He has flash, but he can't get out. The CC chain is too much, and Shun will get the kill again.
Yeah, 2 flashes and 3 ultimates expended there, so defense of Shanks in this top side, who has been getting worked a little bit by this Rise. We're seeing Scout able to just barely play on the edge of his range, bully out the Annie without having too much of a response from Tibbers in this side lane, but no flash for Tarzan and no Scout.
The flash play from Shanks, though, it's going to be enough. Scout has no flash. He burned it when they caught him earlier. Yeah, that's a little bit of troublesome moments for them, but Kyle just faced the Scout! I can't watch my coach, no! Oh, it's JDG trying to make a play now, but it's a 2v3, 2v2 now. Kyle trying to put down some damage, but Tarzan is just whacking them, man. It's playing whack-a-mole at the arcade right now, and JDG are the ones popping their head out of the hole. That wouldn't work out for him, and here he's been punished twice in a row trying to do that.
It's about that recognition, knowing that actually that's where they punish Scout, but now Tarzan the one under fire.
Still has flash, can get over the death wall there, as I like to call it, but now Flandra has shown up, still has the ultimate. They can pull the trigger here. They're going to go for it. Hope waiting to go in as well. Hope trying to find it. Void Seeker in. Double knock-up, triple knock-up as well. Now Shun on the wrong side of the fight. He has to be careful because the rest of the team from AL is going to chase him down. Dragon's going to go through. He's locked down. He can't! With flash and everything there, he goes down.
Would be something that they can do, but AL are quite happy to just fire those straight line skill shots, land them and take them down quite easily. Flandra with a double knock up from the Ornn. Okay, and we'll see. Maybe this is why they saved their summoner spells, Mazel, for the big fight around the Herald that AL can't possibly win with all of these summoners.
This is a weird position, but Wink just goes for the play. They get the double CC, the Pop Blossom over top. Hope comes in with the Killer Instinct. You gotta watch Hope. He's on Scout trying to get the fight in. All out comes in. Xiaoshu gets shanked beautifully out of the fight now too. Now AL had to flash away from the advance of JDG.
Yeah, Shattering Strike gets dodged by Hope's flash there, and it's a win for JDG. Ulti over the wall, and despite all of that, it's AL that started up the next attempt on the Herald.
Shanks, unfortunately, took the Underground Express straight to his death, chauffeured by Xiaoshu. And that's something you got to be careful of in these moments, especially how important Shanks is going to be to the lockdown characteristics of AL. As now we look back on the map state of things, Scout's going to get a side lane turret, so he'll be back to his shenanigans. But it's going to be a full press in mid lane and moving over with the Rift Herald towards top to get a double crash. Tarzan just wants to pull the trigger. AL are bloodthirsty.
Yeah, it's very hit or miss.
Kyle
very
baited
dodgy.
him. He goes in with the double, hits the triple two. Wink gonna go down to Hope now too, and Shun trying to block off against Kyle and Hope, but Hope finds the other angle on him with the Killer Instinct, but now he's in trouble. He's by himself.
Oh!
Big play from Shanks. Double CC, and Hope is still alive. AL's kicking, and it's right into the teeth of JDG. They might not have any molars left. They're definitely not gonna even have any front ones. Just some of these decisions, man, it brings me back to what made this team so lethal. Hope is playing with the inch of his life there, and he's able to, he uses the Killer Instinct to get away from Xiaoshu's entrance where he was coming out of the fight. I mean, those little decisions mean so much, and now JDG, their heads are on a swivel. They've been spinny, and they have no hope in these fights right now. Oh, they're gonna
and
catch
for all
Scout
the
too, maybe?
for all the criticisms that I gave AL in game number 1 and saying, yeah, we've seen this before. This time round, game 2 looks pretty good. Scout spotted out on this side lane. Tarzan Kyle swarming.
As soon as they see him, they pounce, and Hope finds another kill. He'll go to 4-1-5 on the Kaisa, and that'll be the outside turret also going to AL. They have ballooned this lead, Rude.
We talked a little bit about who do we favor as this game gets later. Well, currently,
First ever championship as an organization just last split in the LPL. Now AL gonna force the memo, force the pressure, get this Atacon going, but it's gonna be the pull onto the bot side of the fight. I think Flandra didn't really want to do that. The Atacon just buying time at least with the ult here for him. And he will end up getting that out with the rest of the team. So the permanent buff goes over, and all it costs is Flandra's ulti.
Shanks, Kyle as well, 12 out of 12, doing really well, but JDG looking for a death brush, gets
Whoa,
spotted.
all right, they know that Kyle
There we
can find it.
go!
A three-man Pop Blossom into the double Tibber CC, and Hope goes to the backline. Hope finding the backside with the killer instinct and melts down 2 into parts. JDG being ripped from their very lives in front of our eyes.
Yeah, Zhaozu finds one on the backside. He's able to take down the support, but it does not matter. Shanks the next one on the chopping block. Zhaozu!
He does end up finding a little bit here. He doesn't have enough, though, and Shanks puts him down with the Flame Blast, and the ulti came back up. It's in time, and the Killer Instinct is not up, but the Void Seeker helps, and Pays gets chomped down by Tarzan.
We'll just say quick credit to Zhaozu for being able to look competitive in this fight, where the rest of his team kind of floundering around. Maybe the free access to the backline helped a little bit there, but
they're just you know, comedic in a lot of ways. There's some pings coming down because they've already started up the Baron for AL.
Yeah, I mean, 2 man of Trundle Kaiser can do this. It's about JDG trying to make their way in if they want to.
Oh, the instant Tibbers into it. Shanks doesn't really have much. He's about to have his CC back up. Hope just goes in. Kyle goes for the double. Does end up getting Hope that kill, and now they can just front to back this one all day. Xiaosu looks nothing like that last fight, and now the ulti from Flandra. His tank duties have been served well. The pillar stops Scout from going anywhere, and that's a full total ace, and a clean one at that for anyone's legend.
They didn't even need the Baron to break open the base, Mazel. They might not need it to end this
Oh
series.
my
Anyone's
God.
legend. 5-0. Clean ace at 26 minutes.
That's almost the fastest game of the split. The shortest game was 26-12 with Ultra Prime and TT. It's a little bit off of that, about a minute, but it's a potential return to form for anyone's legend. Welcome back to the LPL, baby. 2-2 now, evened up.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.